आज हम वन वे एनालिसिस ऑफ वेरिएंस के बारे में बात करेंगे. That means today we will discuss about one way classification of the data. When the data are classified considering one factor of the variation, then it is known as one way analysis of variance or one way classification. Suppose that there are n observations xij, where I is equal to 1 to k, j is equal to 1 to ni of a random variable x, and which are grouped on some basis into k classes of sizes n1, n2 up to nk. Means size of the group is n1, n2 and nk respectively. In figure it is shown, in first row it is written as x11, x12, x13 and so on, x1 and 1. Similarly, in second row it is written as x21, x22, x23 and so on, x2 and 2. Lastly, xi1, xi2, xi3 and so on, xi and I and so on, xk1, xk2, xk3, xk and k. And corresponding row mean and totals are given as x1 dot bar, x2 dot bar, xi dot bar, xik bar, and corresponding rows totals are given as t1 dot, t2 dot, ti dot, tk dot. And when you sum this t1 dot, t2 dot and so on, tk dot, then you will get grand total, and this grand total is denoted by g. Means sum of the all observations is g and it is known as grand total. Here capital N is equal to summation I is equal to 1 to k ni. The total variation in the observations xij may be split into the following two components. Means if all the variations present in the data may be split into the following two components. First is the variation between the classes. That means are the variation due to different basis of classification, and this is known as treatment. That means variation between the classes due to treatment. And second is the variation within the classes. That means the inherent variation of the random variables within the observations of a class. Thus we see that there are two types of variation: variation between the classes and variation within classes. And what is the variation between classes? Suppose there are BSc Part 1 students and there are BSc Part 2 students, and we are studying their marks. So then there will be variation between BSc Part 1 students and BSc Part 2 students. And one more variation is within the class variations. That means basic part 1 students marks variation or basic part 2 students marks variation. So there are two type of variation: between variation and within the variation. The first type of variation is due to assignable causes, which can be detected and controlled by human hand. Means variation between the classes are due to assignable causes, and assignable causes may be detected and controlled by human hand. And the second type of variation is due to chance, which are beyond the control of the human hand. Okay, the main objective of the analysis of variance is to examine if there is significant difference between the classes means. Now we consider the effect of k different rations on the yield in milk of capital N cows. Means we are going to study the effect of k different rations, that is treatments, on the yield of milk of N cows. That means there are N cows and they are fed on different rations, and we are going to study yield of milk of these cows. So we consider the effect of k different rations on the yield in milk of N cows of some of same breed and stock. And these cows are divided into k classes of sizes n1, n2 up to nk, and where capital N is equal to summation ni, and I varies from 1 to k. Hence the source of variations are: number 1, effect of the rations, that means treatment Ti, where I is equal to 1 to k. Second is error epsilon, which is produced by numerous causes of such magnitude that they are not detected and identified. Okay, so there are effect of treatments and error epsilons. Now we construct a mathematical model, and in this case we consider following the linear mathematical model as follows: xij is equal to mu I plus epsilon ij, and this may be written as mu plus in bracket mu I minus mu plus epsilon ij, and this is equal to mu plus alpha I plus epsilon ij, where I is equal to 1 to k and j is equal to 1 to ni. Here xij is the yield from the jth cow, which are fed on ith ration. Okay, and mu is the general mean effect, and this is given by mu is equal to summation I is equal to 1 to k ni mu I upon capital N, where mu I is fixed effect of the ith ration. That means if there were no treatment differences and no chance causes, then the yield of each cause will be mu. That means if there were no treatment difference and no chance causes, then the yield of each cause will be equal to mu. Third is alpha I. This is the effect due to ith ration or treatment, given by alpha I is equal to mu I minus mu. That means the ith ration increases or decreases the yield by an amount alpha I, and on using mu is equal to summation ni mu I upon n, we get summation ni alpha I is equal to summation ni I is equal to 1 to k mu I minus mu, and we expand this is equal to summation ni mu I minus mu summation ni, and this is equal to n mu minus mu n, and this is equal to 0, and this is given as equation number 4 here. Next is alpha epsilon ij, and this is nothing but the error effect due to chance. Now we have some assumptions regarding this model. Assumption number 1, all the observations xij are independent. Second assumption is that different effects are additive in nature. And third assumption is alpha ij are IID, means identically independently distributed, which follows normal and 0 sigma I square, means alpha ij follows normal 0 sigma I square. Under the third assumptions, the model becomes expectation of xij is equal to mu I, and this is equal to mu plus alpha I, means expectation of epsilon ij is equal to 0. Now we have the null hypothesis. You know, hypothesis, any assumptions about the parameter is known as hypothesis. Null hypothesis means hypothesis of no difference is known as null hypothesis. If there were no difference between two samples, then this is the null hypothesis. Then this is the null hypothesis. Now we want to test the equality of the population means. Hence, null hypothesis is given by H naught is equal to mu1 equal to mu2 equal to and so on. Mu k is equal to mu, means mu1 mu2 mu k all are equal to mu, and let it be equation number 6, which from 3 reduces to h naught alpha 1 equal to alpha 2 and so on, alpha k is equal to 0. This is your null hypothesis, means hypothesis of no difference is known as null hypothesis, and you have to check all the samples means are equal or not. Now, statistical analysis of the model. We write here xi dot bar. This is the mean of the ith class, and this is equal to summation j is equal to 1 to ni xij upon ni, where I varies from 1 to k, and x double dot bar is equal to overall mean, means x double dot bar is known as overall mean, and this is your equal to 1 upon capital N summation double summation I is equal to 1 to k j is equal to 1 to ni xij, and this may be written as 1 upon capital N summation I is equal to 1 to k x I dot bar. The parameters mu and alpha I in model 1 are estimated by the principle of least squares on minimizing the error sum of squares given by E is equal to double summation epsilon ij square, and this is your equal to double summation in bracket xij minus mu minus alpha I square. The normal equation for estimating mu and alpha I are delta E upon delta mu, or deva E upon deva mu is equal to minus 2 times double summation xij minus mu minus alpha I is equal to 0, and deva E upon deva alpha I is equal to minus 2 times summation j is equal to 1 to ni in bracket xij minus mu minus alpha I equal to 0. Let it be star and double star. So from single star we get double summation xij n mu minus summation ni alpha I equal to 0, and this is equal to mu head is equal to 1 upon n double summation xij, and this is equal to x double dot bar. Here summation ni alpha I is equal to 0. Similarly, from double star we get summation j xij minus ni mu head minus ni alpha I head equal to 0. This implies alpha I head is equal to 1 upon ni. summation j xi j minus mu head, and this is your nothing but xi dot bar and minus x double dot bar. So this is all about the today class. Thank you.